Alrighty. Good morning.
Morning. Evening.
Oh, come on.
If you're having trouble with TradingView, Hayden, I think it's global.
Oh, no. I'm having trouble with my brain.
Your screen up yet, mate?
Should be.
I can only see. I might log out and go back in, mate.
No,
I
it's
can
not
only
up yet.
see everyone else's heads.
What's
Not showing
I
yet.
can't,
what's not
I
showing?
can't see it either. Your screen.
I can't see it either.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it
Yeah,
is
this is
yet.
what.
I
It's
can't
not
see your
sharing it.
screen.
It's my
You
brain's.
can see your own mugshots.
My brain's been thick.
A bit of a thunderstorm happening here, mate. So
I think Hayden's been hijacked by an alien or something.
yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Got
got
it.
you now.
There we are.
Is your YouTube on yet?
Yeah, it is now. I think. Alrighty, let's have a look here. So, sorry about that, folks.
Yeah, all right.
Getting used to we've got a what's it called? It's a maternity visit today. They come and check out your home, and everything's good. We're all just we're still in the process of moving everything in, but we put a washing machine. I got home from sport last night, and then we thought, oh, let's figure out put some washing on. Bloody cycle that we chose was meant to be 59 minutes, but it was more like an hour and 59. So we're like, when's this thing gonna finish? And then, so it didn't actually get to bed till must have been like time I got to sleep was around 2 o'clock in the morning. Alarm was set 6:55. I was like, surely I've got another 10 minutes. I can just sneak in here. That didn't work.
So there was, just to make this really clear, there was nothing technically wrong with the washing machine.
Oh no! It's just well, it said 59 minutes for the cycle, so that was technically it. Lied to me. There's been a crime this morning.
Yeah, good point.
I think it's an estimate now. Well, I kind of did a review last night. If you guys saw that of yesterday's trading. Now, this was super bullish, and we tapped into this zone. One little tap, and then just pushed all the way through. Do you guys remember what that was at the top here? At 16,000?
No.
I remember yesterday we were saying, like, if it closes, if we get a strong daily close, this is structure here, and if we get a close inside of it, we'll just go to the top.
Oh,
I
right.
really didn't expect it to do it in one candle, so that kind of sucks, because if it closed like, say, somewhere, I was hoping like it pushed up. This was the wick to fill. The same basic same thing on the 4 hour. It's the same wick. That was a bit of a target for it to fill. Once we're pushing up and we weren't really respecting this area, it made sense for the wick fill. And I don't know why. I just changed my plan on the fly. And remember, I was looking for buys if we had pushed down under the Asian low area. Anyway, yesterday I just have to say it was not at my best. Morning, Maron. But then once we pushed up into this daily area and closed inside of it, it made sense to go to the top of the structure. But it actually closed inside of it on the 4 hour, and then it just blasted. So that kind of sucks. Anyway, now we're at this zone. So I'll move this one, move this one, move this one. We pushed up with such speed, with very little in the way of pullbacks, that it actually makes sense for that little correction. So yeah, I hope it goes well for you, Glenn. I think breakouts were the play today, but I think I would have waited for a bit of a pullback anyway. So I don't feel like I've missed too much. Still got to plan my trade though. That's the thing. So I like to have done that before the London Open. But
My trigger was that London pullback to just inside the Asian low, then closed with a massive top wick on the 5, and then I entered just below when it broke the low.
this one here. Yeah, you've been noticing that a lot where it pulls back and rebounds off of the last session high.
And that's essentially 50% of the Frankfurt candle as well.
Yeah, it makes sense. That's a pretty good entry. Should be running about
I
40
would have
pips
liked
up.
to have got a little bit higher off the actual Asian high, but I waited for it to break the low. Just gave it that little bit, an extra 10-15 pips just to let it actually get some momentum.
Okay. All right, so let's make a plan for gold. Gold exploded last night as well. Did you guys take anything gold?
I got a little bit on my phone, but I wasn't paying much attention to the charts.
I was in longs, and then I got out just before the news.
I mean, I closed it for like something like 50 pips at best, and it just exploded straight after.
It's better than me. I got
I don't
in.
even think I had.
I got in here. I got in here, and then just before the news, I got out there.
Yeah, I was playing US 30.
Yeah. I thought this could have gone either way. I was just, when I saw it like just explode, I'm like, I just turned the computer off. I'm like, okay. Daily zones. Come on, Hayden.
Well, 20 pips down, you've got the London high from yesterday, so that'll connect the sessions.
So daily reacting, we've got halfway of this candle that it could push back to. Clean candle, a couple doji rejection wicks around here. There's a bit of a triple wick area. I'd like to. Hey Dave.
Hi.
How are you, mate?
Going well.
Hey Dave. Good. Oh, there's an echo.
Hi. There's David and David.
Oh no, there's. I can hear myself in the background somewhere.
Oh no, there's. I can hear myself.
Someone's got YouTube stream on, I think.
Oh no, I can hear myself. Someone's got YouTube stream on.
Yeah, 10-second delay.
Yeah, how are we going to get into this far out? I think I've missed the boat already. So I'm going to see. I've seen a watch price right now. I was reflecting on this, and I was like, I wonder why it's been a little bit tricky lately for me. And it's at that time that when you have a bias and everything's going well in that bias. Say I'm bias short, and it's been going well for a while, and then it gets to all of a sudden, so at some stage you're like, I'm not sure how much it can just continue. Like you get trend fatigue, and then it starts getting to that turning point where you're like, you still want to hold on to your bias. I don't want to jump. I don't want to change my bias yet too quickly on the overall perspective. Like I was still overall bearish on indices because we have been fairly bearish for quite a while. But now we're getting into that turning point where you're like, oh, am I starting to go bullish now? But you still got to wait. Still waiting for that. This doesn't look normal to me. It hasn't been like this. Some of the on the 4 hours, not too bad, but on the 1 hours, we've seen some aggressive moves. So I'm not really sure if I should be saying that this downtrend is over, and now that we're coming close to the end of the bank cycles, the interest rate cycles, am I now fundamentally bullish, and I should just be looking for the pullbacks? Like I'm in that sort of turning point where I'm not really sure, I'm not really comfortable just yet having a firm opinion at the start of the morning. Does that make sense? I notice that with gold, every now and then it gets to that stage where it's like yeah, everything's just look for sells, and then it starts get into these areas. You're like, I feel like the trends getting a little bit of seller fatigue, and now we're starting to get some buyers creep in, but you're still not totally convinced of what you're seeing just yet. And then you're always thinking, oh, it's just going to be a pullback, and then it might just resume or keeps going up. But now what starts happening is that you still get some winning trades, because we know gold and German 40 do have that ability that you can take winning trades either way. But it feels like when it does feel a bit more of a struggle to get those winning trades because you get like impulsive moves up, and then it starts like sort of waving back, and your targets are never quite reached, but you do get like some decent pippage, and then you get an impulsive move up again, and it's like you feel like you're working a lot harder than when you're on the right side of the trend. It just moves quicker. You don't get these aggressive pullbacks as deep. So I feel like I'm in that phase where I really think German 40 indices, business as a whole, I think we might be the bulls are starting to take a bit more charge. But I'm always on the back of my mind it's don't get sucked into the last bull run before the crash. And that's what I'm a little bit just hesitant about. So we've got London, New York 50%. It's going to be a little bit an area. We've got London high. We've got another London high just over here. Yeah. This wick. We've got buyers stepped in here. Sellers. Let's look at this on the lower time frame. Okay. Looking for dojis now. This high is slightly higher than this high. Asian session. Okay. I'm just gonna have to wait here. I'm gonna I need these candles to do something first for me to get a clearer idea for maybe a trade in about 20 minutes time or so. Let's see, there's no real time pressures as much. Oh, that was the retest. So this is what I like to see. So this is what I'm kind of scanning for, but I haven't spotted anything yet in the zones I want to trade from. But see this? See, we had like 2 fairly decent push downs, and then we broke it, and then we retested it, and then we pushed up again. So I'm looking for something like that. These 2 sort of rejection wicks. Something along around here somewhere. Let's move that accidentally. No wick candle. We need to have moved a specific range as well. So we've moved 57 pips. So we haven't moved a lot yet. Hey, Chris. We've got German news coming up soon as well. Oh, 1 o'clock. I thought it was 9. Let me just go with Forex Trading. I guess that's going to be the catalyst for today, isn't it? That is not helpful all day. Okay, M4 money supply, so that'll be interesting to see if savings and everything's changing. Yellow folder though. Okay, what about FX Street calendar? Okay, so I guess the German news is at 1 o'clock actually. They do time these things. Some of these they time some of them for when there's peak volatility expected. All right, so I guess I'm gonna look for I think we can. Yeah, I don't have a firm plan yet. I'm looking for either some. This wick is kind of the at the moment. This is the zone for me. So this is my resistance. We're either going to break it, and then we'll create the low of the day perhaps, or low of the session, and bounce and keep on going up, or we're going to push back up to this area, hold as resistance, retest this low, and keep pushing down a little bit deeper into these other session highs. If we form some rejection wicks from below, and then break it, I'd be very happy to like try take the break of those rejection wicks. I'll take a breakout late entry. So for now, I'm just going to chill. And like at the moment, this is the candle, and these 2 candles are the ones that are telling me a bit of a story. Other than that, my story's pretty blank. So let's just see. We could see if I see a little. Actually, I could if I see a lower time frame, maybe the 3 minute. If I see a rejection candle and a retest, I might take a confirmation entry, not a anticipation entry, because I feel like this is still very late. So I think that's the plan today. No wick candle here. Yeah, to be a late entry. Late entry, which means my management will probably be take partial 50 at 50, take 50% at 1-to-1 to get the risk out. Leave stops, let it run. Take maximize probably 40 pips, 50 pips maximum. So there is a potential entry. I don't like the 1 minute though, but that would be a rejection candle followed by another one, closed bearish. But I want to see this on a higher time frame. So I'm not going to put a pathway because there's too many paths I'd have to draw. What you doing with your trade, Glenn?
I'll scale it in. But I'm at break even on the first, and second one's very low risk. So I'm doing. I've got a long on GJ as well, which is nearly up 3-to-1.
Yeah.
Just the daily Whitfield.
Daily Wickfield.
On the pound yen.
Oh yeah, pound yen, eh?
That's almost at TP.
There was there was news overnight about yen announcing they're going to potentially tweak their program, monetary policy next year.
Yeah, I read something on financial juice.
Aussie CPI came out low, so I'm expecting pound to finally do its recovery against the Aussie. Oh, just gonna have to sit here and chill. Maybe this is a good time to go get a coffee.
Oh, please.
We'll get ready to take a trade then, everyone.
Yeah. As soon as I turn my back on this thing.
Are you the omen?
It seems to be. It's like if I go get a coffee, it sort of signals to the market.
Cool.
It is stalling, but isn't it?
Well, as soon as we find, as soon as I get that plan in place, that'd be nicer. But at the moment, like, is it fairly clear what I'm looking for? I'm just looking for this kind of shape. I'm looking for either rejection, like wicks, and then something to come up, and then go down again. Or I'm looking for something where there's got wicks to break. And then looking for something to do that. This doesn't have to be lower at all. It could be like this. Just wanting to see some wicks. Some wicks like little wicks like that. At the moment, like the 1 minute's giving me the 1 minute would give me the risk reward isn't there, but the risk reward has given me some reason to get in. Like, look at this. Off this candle, then we waited to close. So this area, this candle closing, is the little confirmation targeting like down here, but I don't like the 1 minutes, and I feel I don't want to risk something like, especially on the 1 minute time frames, I don't want to risk something like this to potentially get something like that, you know. Trying to trust these 1 minutes, I don't want to trust that. I'd rather wait for something a bit clearer.
Confidence in these trades wearing off.
Second batch of second batch of orders could come in good. It was a quick move down, so there will be some reset.
But what I'm looking at on the 1 minute is what I would normally take a long scalp off of, but again, it might only be a 10 or 15 pip scalp, but it's not going in the direction of my buyer, so I'm sort of having to sit on my hands. I actually thought it would dip a bit deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's about 16 pips short of where I thought it would get down to. DJ just closed out, beautiful.
Good one. Trying to study this mess that we're in before. Man, it's a mess. All right, let's see. A little bit of structure here. Price pushed up, came down, formed a little support here, pushed up, formed a little resistance here, broke down, wicked inside of it, wicked, broke through. Now, are we going to close back inside of this and then travel back down another 50 pips? Or if we can reject from this area and start pushing back up, they can maybe retest this Asian high. Yeah, I quite like this zone actually. Had to find on the 3 hour. 1 hour, you wouldn't be out. 4 hour, you won't see it. 4 hour, it's kind of looks like a bit of a mess. 2 hours, not too bad. Actually looks like a bit of structure with a fake out at the bottom. The 1 hour, not too bad. Not too bad. But the 3 hour is actually nice and solid. So I think this could be a little trading pocket that we could be in. So 30-minute closed. Can we hold out of this structure, form a resistance again to keep on pushing back down? I think just the value alone, entering anywhere down here, is not good enough. Learning from my mistakes as well from this week is we've seen the best moves. I think a lot of last week as well. The best moves came after a 15-minute nice looking candle. 15-minute or a 30-minute. None of this 3-minute one. 3 minutes yesterday gave a good example, but the 15 minute, this candle, which is the same as this candle. 15 minute. What was better is looking for reaction to the side of the wick. Reaction to the side of the wick. So getting in too low into here, I just don't see value. So I think that's going to be my idea. I'm going to look for potentially something similar to yesterday from this 15-minute wick. Or if we keep on pushing down, hopefully we can keep on pushing down and we can achieve like this 100 pip range for London. And then because we do have a couple of little zones here, hopefully we can see like a 15-minute candle close bullish from below here. And then we can look to retest that one to then go back up. So I'm either going to have to wait for a candle to form in this zone that I'd like to see a retest, or we've already got a candle formed, but we'd have to see if it's going to either hold here to keep on going down, because then I think this distance is enough. It represents enough value. Or are we actually going to break higher than this? And maybe we can take a retest to keep on going long, and then just say that this was a bit of a sell to buy move. And the triangle is like I'm not in down here, but I can maybe capture this part, not even the meat of it, but maybe this could be a high probability trade that's worth like 30 pips. So this could be worth 30 pips and this could be worth 60 pips.
Yeah. The 3 minutes throwing HCS long.
Is it? Yeah, it is. This can these candles.
Quite take the doji. Oh no, it hasn't quite taken the doji on your thingo, but then there's that second bullish candle.
Cool. All right.
Not so cool for me.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go get a coffee. Let's see if we can get it to move. So I'll be back in 2 minutes.
I didn't have trading view on that. Bounced off the pivot point of the day. Dang it. Pitch.
Alrighty, I'm back. Morning, Marion. Hello, how are ya?
I wasn't paying attention, Haydos. That bounced off the pivot point of the day. Was the London low so far.
Was it now?
Yeah.
The old pivot.
I didn't have trading view on. I was looking on financial juice.
The old pivot point.
It gets me every time.
Oh, what have I moved? Okay, can it push up a little bit higher now? Did anyone actually take these little longs from this little thing? It's not really for me, not my cup of tea. Yeah, it's outside of my plan. Come on, 15,960. Well, it's also leaving this zone again. So that's
I love you, Dad.
Love you too.
all right. 3 minutes, giving a little bit more doji now. Under 5. Are the bulls gonna take control or not? I would actually give this buy a go. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I wonder if I spent enough time thinking about it that I missed it. No wick candle. Close above it. Could this hour does a 30-minute EMA work the same on German as for pairs? Yeah, I think it's a fairly robust EMA period. I don't always have my chart, so but I think it's enough amount of people that have said, you know, that's where it's bounced from, that I think is viable. Yeah, I think we might actually be pushing bullish again. Because I think the upside actually with this push down, I didn't really want to take sells back down because I didn't see the value in doing something like that. I could see value in doing the sells from like around up here, but I think from taking buys from around this area as well, as long as you got good risk management, I think that could at least represent some value up to extend this London high a little bit more. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I'm conflicted. Usually I'm really set in my bias. Well, maybe it's because I haven't got enough the types of candles yet. Types of candles and the type. I know that there's news later on today, so I'm not really I'm kind of expecting them to position themselves in a way that it could go either way, pending the news. I feel like that's what Pound Aussie did. If you're Pound Aussie, when everything was super bullish for pound and weak for Aussie, then we've got CPI. We had CPI, and then we had some comments by Bullock. So what it did is it retraced, and they sort of positioned themselves. If RBA start hiking or they come out more aggressive, I think we could see the low end of like 1.9 to 1.92 reached. But because CPI came in low, that's less of a signal, that's lower than expected. Then it probably sends a signal to them to hold their rates. And if that's the case, and then pound hike their interest rates, then I think we go back up to 2 again. But they wouldn't just leave price around 2 and then wait to see what kind of data comes out. What they'll do is like anticipate and price in the potential that it could go either way, and it'll be somewhere in the middle of the areas. And this is kind of the same thing. It's like we've got the high of the day and we've got the low of the day, and we might just find ourselves like in this zone by the time that CPI news is coming out. So if it's really weak, we go up. If it's really strong, then we've got room to keep on going down. But we're inside of this zone now, so let's just see. This. Are we going to break or hold? Just going to let price tell me. Okay, it's the close of the hour as well. So I've got a new hour candle. Hour candle officially closed outside of this range. I need to see if I've got. I'm gonna wait for the first two 5-minute candles. I'm just gonna get a call. Hold a second.
Okay, 30 was broken high.
Alrighty. Sorry about that. That was beautiful. Yeah, nice work, Alan. Hey, Eddie. It's looking good. Come on. Fill this wick. Fill this whole wick, break the low, and then we can keep on going downtown. So this is a double bottom. So let's just hope it just keeps on dropping from here. Anticipation entry. Inside above this wick. Confirmation entry. Would have been waiting for... Oh, that's... Sorry, it's 2-3 minutes there. Waiting for the 5 to close. Oh shoot, it's 5 hours. Waiting for the confirmation... waiting for this one to close. Is your confirmation entry. So even confirmation entry should be around 15 pips up. At least. It's about 1-to-1. So don't let it become a losing trade. Either by your options are for it not to become a losing trade is close some partials. This is if it's got 1-to-1. If it comes back up to your entry, give it a little bit to because it can retest. So don't bring your stop loss to break even, because you probably just get out then. But if it starts pushing back up to here, I wouldn't want to be holding that. Definitely not take a full loss on it. Could take a little loss on it to give it a go, not strangling and choking the trade. Other option is to close a small portion of it, and you can tighten your stop loss a little bit. What I prefer is just to leave my stop loss where it is. Because once it's done the retest, like double retest, you don't want to do a triple retest. Even though it does happen, you don't want to do a triple retest. It needs to break through this little zone. Hey Brenda. A few bad decisions today. Oh no. Saw short and thought no way. Can't be right. The start of the stream, I was explaining why I think there's a decent chance for a reaction from this area, based on where yesterday, looking at the daily area to the left. What I was thinking was, in my eyes, I didn't expect us to close that strongly. And we basically just achieved the objective in one day. So once we got to the top of that daily structure, it makes sense to have some sort of pullback. Asian session, it completed it. So it definitely made sense for shorts. Well, as in shorts, they're not going to say the daily candle is going to close short, but it makes sense that the daily candle is going to create a bottom wick. And then most likely is going to create that bottom wick in if Asian had pushed up and then Euro is pushing down, then it's extremely likely that the London is going to make that bottom wick. Now we can still close bearish, and New York can either reverse and we end up closing bullish, or New York will retrace and then keep on pushing down, and then we'll have a daily candle close bearish. But at every scenario basically included that we're going to make a bottom daily wick, and it was just when is that going to happen? Most likely going to happen in London, based on what happened in the Euro Open. So you're on the right track. So what I would do is revisit your thought process, why you thought no way, and then see, okay, I was correct. Now how can I be more confident for that scenario? Because I think where people are, like, they're too scared of being wrong and then saying, like, oh, I expect it to go down, and then when you have a look the next day, it's just gone up. But you don't look closer and think, well, was there a down move? Because if you see like a daily candle closed bullish with a bottom wick, so say something like this. If you've seen a daily candle that's closed super bullish, there was a sell. During that day, there was a sell move. And most of the time, when you look at like the trades, I think it was not last week, it was the week before, that I had winning trades on, it was either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Tuesday. It was 4 days in a row where the daily candle closed bullish and I took a winning sell. Then the next day closed bearish and I took a winning buy. And then I took a winning buy again the next day and it closed bearish. The daily candle closed bearish. Like it was, my winning trades were actually the opposite direction of how the daily candle was closed. But every time on those ones, I think one might have been 30 pips, and then it was like between 50 and 70 pips for all the rest of them. And they're great trades. Evening, Tom. How are you? Okay, so
Yeah, no.
we're finding a little bit of support inside of this wick. Drew a zone at 15,888. Oh, down over here. Yeah, the 15 minutes looked great. Good job, Alan. I reacted a little bit late because I was on the phone. Yeah, this music's from Final Fantasy, actually. YouTube doesn't flag it yet. What are my thoughts for the next move? I'm not too sure this yet. The move I was looking for was off of the 15-minute candle, which it did. push down, and if this 15 minutes is going to hold, then support should break. Support should break, but then I've got a bunch of problems down over here. So what happens, what my next ideas is going to depend on what happens when price gets to this bit. At the moment, just hoping that this holds like it has so far, and that we make our way down there. If that's the case, then I don't need to make any more plans. I try not to overcomplicate it, and try like as soon as one plan's done, I don't try and make another plan. I feel it can be a bit fatiguing. So it's good to like focus on a couple ideas in the morning, then take a mental break, and then make when you feel fresh to come back again, then go and make another idea for something. Maybe New York session for the possibly German 40. Lately, I've been looking at German 40 again in the New York session, but usually I switch and try to make a plan on gold. I think it's good to have that mental break. I don't know why, but it's can be mentally exhausted after making a few decisions. Even though it's sort of sat here, I'm not like working out or anything, but going through all the possibilities to find a trade that makes sense, low risk, can afterwards you can feel like, yeah, I don't really want to do that right straight away again.
Especially talking your way through it.
Yeah, I mean, like if I just, like yesterday, towards the end, I was trying to, because so many interviews and webinars and just things like I'll have on in the background. Like normally I'll go for a walk every day. I'll go for like, we live really close to the city, like, so I don't bother shopping, doing a big shop. I'll just almost every single day I'll just use it as part of my walk to go and get some food, like some food for dinner, some groceries, rather than doing one big shop. And that's the time I'll catch up and listen to everything. But I feel like the last two and a half weeks, 3 weeks, every time I've gone into the city, it's like been on a mission and with my partner, to like grab some baby clothes or something like this, or something we need, or driving everywhere constantly. And when I'm with her, I won't listen to stuff. Well, sometimes I make her listen to some things, but I feel like I'm just really behind on the stuff that I'd normally listen to, like macroeconomic forecasts and just interviews with these like investor mindset.
Just be able to push a premium to get your groceries soon, mate.
Yeah, I'll have a little shopping cart, won't I? I have to worry. Did you go through that stage where your parent, like, I remember as a kid, and going through the supermarket, and I don't know why, I was young at this time, but I remember like when at the checkout they'd have all the chocolate bars and lollies and stuff just really low for the kids to grab. Well, felt like for the kids to grab. And you know how everything used to take so long when you're a kid. So they're doing the groceries, and I'd see these chocolate bars and things. This is in New Zealand. Like I'll grab one, and like sometimes like the time someone realizes that you've grabbed it, you've opened it, Now it's yours. So many times like they'd have to scan the wrapper. Like it's just an empty wrapper by that stage. They're like, "Oh, did you eat that?" Like, yeah. You have to watch, make sure that she doesn't do the same thing. I think they lifted. I think for some reason I think that's the reason why they made all those chocolate bars and things above the counter. They used to be like literally underneath the conveyor belt thing, like literally kid access.
The stock loss was probably too high, mate. They had to lift them up.
Yeah. Old chocolate bars. When they saw me coming, they were shaking in fear. 50 trades yesterday, Brenda. Man, didn't we talk about like planning less? But good win rate, excellent win rate. But I think we want to get those winners to run a little bit longer. No, I guess, I mean, depends on what, I know you said that the speed that you like to be in. Maybe that's your comfort space. Maybe all we need to do then is just have more confidence with direction. Alrighty, so 1 hour's broken the low. Beautiful. Come on.
Always after I close. Half.
Targets achieved here. At this point, secure some. Well, you can secure some now, actually. Get into that first London high, but I reckon you can hold out for another 10. Especially with this momentum coming down now. Nah, Glenn closed.
No, I closed 80%.
Oh, you still got the runner?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. It was just stop
My
above.
coach told me to leave runners.
Yeah, was it above the wick?
I've still got a decent little runner going.
Yeah, I'm in a trade, but because I wasn't here to actually call when I took it, I'm not putting it on the screen. That was literally when I went and took that. Literally when I was on the phone. The idea was, remember, so I learnt from a mistake yesterday. Remember my mistake yesterday? I covered it. Maybe I don't know. It depends who's seen it. How many people have seen that video? On
The breakdown.
yeah, my breakdown.
Yeah.
On the breakdown, I notice always that if I put in the 19 views, when it's like plus 60 pips or plus 50 or plus 100, you get a whole lot more views straight away. Crazy that. If I say minus 12 pips, people are like, oh, I don't want to watch that.
You need to write down should have been 100 pips.
0 pips, and then it was a real grind. But people don't want to watch the lessons learnt. They want to see motivation, like 230 pips, 100 pips, 80 pips, 50 pips, plus 50 pips, and then when it's minus 12 pips. But what it did is it helped. Like this is for today. It was the most valuable of all the breakdowns for me. Because I learned through my mistake, and the big mistake I said in this video was that I didn't wait for a 15-minute candle or higher time frame to be retested. So yesterday I took a cowboy entry, and so 3 days now in a row. 3 days in a row. We've had the 15-minute, this 15-minute candle looked beautiful. And then we did this. We all know now why didn't get it, but taking it from within this 15-minute wick was the idea. Missed entry by a couple pips. Then the next day, this was the 15-minute candle, and I took a silly trade inside of here without waiting. It reacted off of here. Who was the one that... Oh, Daniel. Daniel took it. We had a coaching session on the weekend, and I think he just basically executed perfectly. Took this beautiful move down. There we are. Secure. But I should have waited for this 15-minute candle, and then going through that and revising, just sort of learning from my mistake. Now, I did have there was a lot of different ideas going through my mind, but the one I was waiting for, I was like, let's just wait for this 15-minute candle to be retested. And that was the one, that was the last one. I was like, I'm just going to settle on that one. It's going to either form a resistance, or we're going to break the high and we're going to retest it. So all we need to do is wait for a candle to close bearish to confirm that resistance. Here's that 5-minute candle that closed bearish. Would have liked to have been, it was kind of pushing up into this area, and then that was when I was like, stepped away. This should have been the time I was getting the coffee. This is what normally would happen. Anyway, so anticipation is inside of this area. Confirmation, we'll wait for it to close. And then that was when I entered here. Late entry. Not late entry, but confirmation. Confirmation slightly late. Saw it and then just thought, alright, we just got to go with it. $60 pips. So it was a 50 pip move. And closed like 80%. $75% I've closed, not 80. Done. Close half on the magic keys. Do you think it'll continue the 15,850? Depends what it does here. It really depends. This is structure now. So we could very, very easily bounce off the top, because this is quite a move now. This is quite a move. And we've got structure just here. So if we can close inside, if we can close inside of 15.8, like if we can close inside of here, then I'd say that we can... I'm not sure if we'd get all the way to 15.850. These black lines, these are monthly levels. But we're also got to deal with the ATR. And the ATR, this would have moved then 117 pips. 115 pips by the time it gets to 15.850. So it could do that, yeah, it could do that. But price will do whatever it wants. So price is always right. We're just got to learn the language that's trying to tell us. But at the moment, it's looking really good. But it can't, like this is, it can't hurt my feelings now, no matter what. So this is where it's kind of relaxing. Because your job as a trader is not to pick every move, is it? I think that's a very important distinction. That don't even try predict every move. Just try find a move that you can make money on. You believe there's a gap between 15,888 to 15,903. So this is previous resistance turned to support now. This wick and this wick. Was this on which account, Alan? Do you take this one on? Fantastic trade. Catch you, Glenn.
Thanks. Yeah, that was on the funded account.
Beautiful, mate. So good.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that's a decent run. Rather than go forever, I think that was the idea. Idea done and dusted. The missing trade London stream streak. Even though I literally wasn't there to actually tell exactly when I was getting into that one. I'm not going to count it, but the idea was there. But it's we're good. So, Jim, did you guys want to go through your? Do you want to do that indicator today?
I'm easy if people on there want to see it. If not, I'll do it another day. I'm easy.
Yeah, no, I think people would love to see it. Yeah, awesome. Alrighty. Well, let's go through that one. So I'm gonna end the stream here for YouTube. Thanks very much for attending. Tomorrow, I'll see you guys tomorrow. So I won't be late. But
Thank you. Good session.
good job, everyone, for this one. All right. Thank you. Stay on the stream, guys. Sorry, Zoom people, I'll put. Just stay on. All right. See you later, YouTube. Oh, thanks, Kathleen. Made 20 pips. Awesome. Should have been 50. That's okay. Profit's a profit. Great. All right. Brenda, Tom, Kathleen, everyone. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys.